Joseph Stalin, born as Ioseb Vissarionis Dze Jugashvili in 1878, in Gori, grew up in a poor and violent household. His father was an abusive alcoholic shoemaker, while his mother was deeply religious and hoped he would become a priest. Stalin attended a theological seminary in Tbilisi, but his exposure to revolutionary literature changed his path. He became drawn to Marxist ideology and eventually abandoned religious studies. He was expelled and began engaging in underground political activities, organizing strikes, distributing propaganda, and even participating in armed robberies to fund the movement. This period shaped his personality, secretive, ruthless, and intensely focused on power. Stalin joined the Bolshevik faction led by Vladimir Lenin and gradually climbed the ranks. He was arrested and exiled multiple times, but always returned to revolutionary work. During the Russian Revolution, the Bolsheviks seized power. Stalin played key roles in propaganda and organizational efforts, though he remained less visible than other leaders. In 1922, he was appointed General Secretary of the Communist Party, role that appeared administrative but gave him control over party appointments. This allowed him to quietly build a powerful network of loyal supporters. After Lenin's death in 1924, a fierce struggle for leadership began. Stalin's main rival was Leon Trotsky. Through strategic alliances, political manipulation, and control of party structures, Stalin gradually eliminated his opponents. Trotsky was eventually exiled, and Stalin consolidated total control over both the Communist Party and the Soviet state. Stalin launched ambitious five-year plans aimed at rapidly transforming the Soviet Union into an industrial superpower. Key policies included massive industrial expansion, forced collectivization of agriculture, state control over all major economic sectors. However, these policies came at an enormous human cost. Resistance from peasants led to brutal crackdowns and widespread famine, especially in Ukraine. At the same time, Stalin initiated the Great Purge, a campaign of political repression that resulted in the imprisonment, exile, or execution of millions, including military leaders, officials, and ordinary citizens. In 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa under Adolf Hitler, invading the Soviet Union. Initially, Soviet forces suffered devastating losses, but Stalin mobilized the entire nation, relocating industries, enforcing strict discipline, and pushing for total resistance. The turning point came with battles like Stalingrad, which shifted momentum in favor of the Soviets. Ultimately, the USSR played a decisive role in defeating Nazi Germany, and emerged as a global superpower. After World War II, Stalin expanded Soviet influence across Eastern Europe, establishing communist regimes and forming what became known as the Eastern Bloc. This marked the beginning of the Cold War between the Soviet Union and Western powers. Domestically, Stalin maintained strict control through surveillance, propaganda, and fear. Political dissent was not tolerated, and the state dominated every aspect of life. Joseph Stalin died in 1953, marking the end of an era. His legacy remains deeply controversial. On one hand, he transformed the Soviet Union into a global superpower, played a key role in defeating Nazi Germany. On the other, responsible for mass repression and millions of deaths, built a system based on fear, control, and absolute authority. Stalin was not just a leader. He was a system built on absolute power, fear, and control. He turned a struggling nation into a superpower,